From LA Late headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LA Late.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA Late as more Democratic senators and more Democratic House members step forward and say they are putting a fourth stimulus check in the fourth stimulus recon. In this fourth stimulus check update of 2021, we go over the statements from Senator Coons' office, Senator Warren's, Senator Sanders, Senator Schumer, Senator Casey, and Senator Wyden to viewers this channel. And the deliciousness doesn't end there. We'll be turning to the House members in world exclusives as well. These are AOC and Jayapal speaking out as well. The staffers confirming they're giving you an IRS MSC in the fourth stimulus recon. World exclusive details you're only hearing on L8. Then we'll be cutting to the first 645 pages of that reconciliation bill release. Today you can see potentially more pages as well. The first 645 pages are incredible money for hazard pay, money for MSC, $51,000 of it over 18 years, money for workers, vehicles, cars, and also even for seniors. Then we go to cut to cluster number 2. That has another 12 checks in there, including $1,700 of paid family leave per week. Then we cut to the incredible cluster number 3 as the president gets in there other money for seniors and also workers. It's a big day. And that's compounded with the big exciting news as another incredible $13 billion is landing in your cities, counties, and states for third stimulus. This is for rent, utilities, food, or internet. Yes. World exclusives on those MSCs. Big details about the massive checks in that reconciliation budget bill. And another $13 billion landing in your city, counties, and states for third stimulus. It's a great afternoon. I'm excited you're here. Let's get to the details, starting on L8. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day across the land. Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. The big exciting details is that more Democrats stepping forward in world exclusives, telling viewers of this channel they're doing an MSC. That is an IRS MSC. Coons, Sanders, Warren, Schumer, Casey, and Wyden all have all their staff's comments to viewers of this channel in this recording. Then we have AOC and Jayapal you're hearing for the first time on Afternoons L8. Viewer after viewer after viewer getting the incredible comments from their staffers saying they're doing it and they're doing it big and bold and beautiful. Then we cut to the first 645 pages of that reconciliation budget bill. Lots of checks across the board. Checks for hazard pay, checks for vehicles, cars, bikes, and also for seniors, SSI, SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits. We'll go to cluster number 2 and then cluster number 3, the president's cluster with checks for money, including free internet. And then we cut to the big money that no one saw coming as another $13 billion is coming to your cities, counties, and states under third stimulus. It's a huge afternoon, and this is L8, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America, live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto, then Evenings L8, and now our incredible expanded programming block of shows every hour, on the hour, starting at 5 o'clock. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. I want you part of this incredible family. And thank you for last week being in our biggest week of this channel in nearly 3 months. Let's do it again. Also, like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. The link is in the video. Members are given the big money details under all these stimulus packages. Let's cut to the incredible great news. As viewer after viewer has now gotten the same message, I'm doing an MSC IRS for you in the recon from those senators and those House members. It started nearly 8 weeks ago with longtime viewer WR getting the confirmation from Senator Chris Coons. Then 3 weeks ago, when Brother Joshua got the confirmations from Bernie Sanders staff, monthly stimulus check, $1,000 to $1,400 a month over 4 to 6 months. and he needed your support. Then the snowballing happened as we got confirmation from Donnie, then Hurricane Tina. This is all Sanders' office. Then the incredible impassioned plea from Carolyn on Countdown Mornings LA. Remember, you have to advocate for stimulus. And then Yaya advocating to Wyden's office. But then it got even bigger and bolder, as Will gave us incredible update, telling us that not one, but 3 offices updated him as well. I called Bernie Sanders' office, I called Elizabeth Warren's office, I called Chuck Schumer's office, and all 3 of their secretaries confirmed I advocated for a stimulus check and why it would make a huge impact on me. And I was told, yes, it's happening. Elizabeth Warren's office told me it would be sufficient if I explained that I liked the American petition, and they said they're on board with it. The American petition is $2,000 a month. Then they said Senator Warren is considering $1,400 to $2,000 for 6 to 12 months. My goodness. Bonnie, when she heard that in the live chat, she said, I almost choked on my food in surprise and excitement. Lorica getting us a huge update, world exclusive again, as Senator Casey's office not only confirming that Bob Casey will be doing an MSC IRS, but that the senators are negotiating it right now. And then it turned to the incredible update from Paul revealing to us that AOC's office, again, she is a House member, Democrat, is advocating for exactly the House bill. $1,000 a month after the first month, the $2,000 over 12 months of checks. And then late yesterday, it came in from Janice in the Countdown LA live chat. I called every congressman, and Jayalapa said she is doing a 4th stimulus check. We now have our senators confirming, these staffers confirming exclusively to viewers of this channel that they're doing an MSC IRS. Staffers from Coons, Sanders, Warren, Schumer, Casey, and Wyden confirming exclusively to viewers of LL8 that they are doing an IRS MSC. Then we have AOC and Jayalapal's office confirming the same. Remember, we advocate for stimulus, and this is what advocacy does. And boy, we're just getting started. Let's turn to the first 645 pages of that reconciliation budget bill. The first 645 pages is checks of all kinds. And the huge news is that this is agreed upon. The first 645 pages, remember, the whole reconciliation budget bill has nothing to do with COVID, so you do not have to be COVID related to qualify. What's in the 645 pages? Hazard pay. MSC of $51,000 over 18 years. Checks for caring for the seniors, $4,000 a year. Caring for children, $4,000 a year. Money for bikes, money for cars, money for trucks, college students, and fixing up your home. Oh my goodness, let's go over all the incredible details, starting right now. Number 1, hazard pay in their lifetime for essential workers. This is huge. This channel advocated for hazard pay over nearly hundreds of videos in 2020, and we got it into the 3rd stimulus package. But remember, 3rd stimulus is only temporary. They got hazard pay in there by taking an old tax code called the Earned Income Tax Credit, expanding the eligibility so more people qualify, and then taking the payout and increasing it. 4th stimulus makes this lifetime. Wow. So if you're an essential worker and you remain as an essential worker and you stay in the zone of eligibility, every year you will qualify for this Earned Income Tax Credit. Check number 2, a big surprise. We did not see this coming. $4,000 a year. Wow. Up to $4,000 a year if you care for an elderly. This is huge. If you're a care provider for someone at home, this may be you. Then up to $4,000 a year if you care for a young child on the other side of the equation. How about money to repair your home? Yes. If you live in a low-income community, there is money in the first 645 pages to repair that home. Then, how about money for college students? Absolutely. There's college grants directly to college students, also to the universities, and then they're making the Pell Grant tax-free. There comes, all of a sudden, $51,000 of MSC, monthly stimulus checks. It's in there. The federal government will be taking the 3rd stimulus provision and making it a lifetime. If you're a parent of a child in a low-income household, and that child was just born, then for every year that the household remains a low-income designated household, you will get upwards of $300 a month per child over 18 years, which over 18 years at up to $300 a month is about $51,000 per child. Huge. How about money for bikes, cars, and vehicles? It's in there as well. If you want to buy a new electric bike, the federal government will pick up the price tag for nearly 15% of the purchase price. How about a new electric vehicle for personal use? Yes, the federal government will pay up to $7,500 for the purchase price of a new electrical vehicle for the number 3 auto manufacturers for the purchase price. The non-U.S. auto manufacturers, they're negotiating on that as well. What if you want to buy a vehicle for business use? A little bit even more. And then if it's a electric truck for business use, then a little bit more as well. Lots and lots of checks in this first 645 pages. But what is 645 pages? And are those the first checks? Yes. These are the first of many clusters. Coming up in a second, I'm going to go over cluster number 2. It's 12 more checks that every Democrat has talked about every single day. They're just going over the terms and conditions, how much, the percentages, and that's going to be written up. Then cluster number 3 are the checks that the president wants to do, including checks for hazard pay, checks for seniors, checks for workers, and checks for free internet, and checks for prescription medication. That's coming up in cluster number 3. But the first 645 pages, what is this? Let me explain. They have upwards of an 8,000-page bill in total to do. And the first 645 pages are the pages they agreed to, and they said, go write it up. Who are the negotiators? Democrats on the Senate side and Democrats on the House side. How do they negotiate? Behind closed doors. Not on the Senate floor, not on the House floor. In their offices, on the telephone, having a cup of coffee. What do you think about the $4,000 for carry for the elderly? I like that. Go write it up. The bike, 15%, yeah, I like that. Go write it up. Once they agree upon those items, they say go write it up. And these first 645 pages of checks were the easiest ones for them to agree upon. They went and wrote it up. Now what they're doing is they're verbalizing and going through the other items and getting those written up. Again, not on the House floor, not on the Senate floor, not on C-SPAN, not on TV, not on TikTok. Oh boy, but no one saw this second one coming, and let's cut for just a blink of an eye. $13 billion landing in your cities and counties and states? Yes, every single county and state will get an extra cash infusion across the entire United States of $13 billion for rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. So if you live in a state or county that said, we ran out of money, we used it all up, don't worry, because now they are having a big new surplus of money coming to them. They're going to have fortunes for you. Department of Treasury made the announcement late last week as they identified the last $13 billion from third stimulus landing this week. Treasury is happy to provide these states and local governments with these additional resources to support Americans in need of rental assistance. Wow. More about that later in this video. But yes, again, if your county or state ran out of money before, they have a lot of other money coming in right now for you. Let's cut to some more checks, and that is cluster number 2. Cluster number 2 has a lot of incredible checks. These are 12 checks that Democrats, senators, and House members talk about daily. They're getting in there. They haven't written it up because they're going over still the amounts and the terms and conditions. Check number 1, expansion of family and medical leave. What is family leave? Your spouse is pregnant, you have to stay home from work. What is medical leave? Your son broke his leg, you have to stay home from work. How much does it pay? A lot. Under third stimulus, we're paying $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. But let's split that. Let's go to only $35,000 a year. Then it would be $800 a week. Wow, that's a lot of money. Let's say you make $15,000 a year income. Then you would get up to $400 a week if you had to stay home. Huge. The federal government would give this money to the employers and then give it to you. Then build up a child care programs, the extension of household tax benefits. Then weatherization of your home. This is another one for your home. Why do you have to weatherize your home? Because the Purple Hawks are up above in the sky. No, you have to weatherize your home perhaps if you're in a flood area or a tornado or hurricane or fire-prone area. Well, the federal government will give you checks in this cluster number 2 towards weatherization of the home. That's the second item for home repairs in this recon. Then expanding Affordable Care Act subsidies, and then comes checks for education, universal pre-kindergarten, and the next one I love. There's always someone who says, I don't understand what the world Elliott is saying. He just talks really strangely, strange accent. So you can now take the very popular class at the community college called What the Hell is Elliott Saying 101. It will now be free. free tuition community college across the board. Pardon my French. Incredible. Then there'll be green energy checks as well. Boy, in a second, I'm going to get to that third cluster of checks. But the excitement is that the House and Senate are both now in session. The House went back into session today. But remember, in session means nothing in our equation because the negotiations have nothing to is nothing done on the floor of the House or Senate. They don't do the negotiations on the House or floor Senate. They do them on the telephone in their offices. All the House and Senate members have been in town all these last weeks. And that is why I'm going to now show you cluster number 3. Oh boy, here comes some more checks. These are deliciousness. Checks for seniors, checks for workers, even checks for free internet. And some of them are automatic checks. All right, here you go. Free school meals for all, checks. Then tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks. Then checks for farmers, checks for election, checks for free internet, checks for clean energy, and then checks for workers like independent contractors, and then checks for Medicare expansion like low-income eligibility age, and checks for dental, vision, and hearing care. And I'm really excited for you. You know why? Because guess what? When things get removed, then there's more money for something else. Overnight, on Sunday night, we learned one of the checks, which is in this cluster number 3, which I never mentioned really on camera, but it's actually in here, was ruled cannot belong in the recon by the parliamentarian. By removing that item, and I'll tell you how much it was, it's $107 billion, and it was to go to the Committee of Judiciary. That money is now freed up for something else, whatever it could be. So $107 billion that was allocated for something regarding immigration can no longer be in the recon. So that $107 billion, so now $107 billion of extra funds is now available for other things. Wow, that's just a few pennies, $107 billion. All right, 2 of these checks in here are totally free. The first one is totally automatic. I mean, they're all free. 2 of them are automatic. One is cheaper prescription medication, and the second one is checks for free internet. How's the free internet work? The federal government is going to give the fortunes of money to the local cities and counties under the recon, and then allow the counties and cities to run their own free internet company. The counties and cities to say, confirm you live here by a water or electric bill or something like that, and then they will just say, here's the username and password and the Wi-Fi connection, and you're ready to connect. There you go. Then the cheaper prescription medication literally would save you money overnight. Here's an example. Let's say you go to the pharmacy on a Monday, fill a prescription at $30 out of your wallet. Then this becomes law on Tuesday. When you go back to refill the prescription, let's say the prescription then drops to $10. You'll see an immediate $20 savings because the federal government is slashing their preferred rates with some of the pharmaceutical companies. Wow. Incredible details. Coming up in the second half of this video, you're going to see world exclusives, more about what the senators and the House members have said to viewers this channel about those MSC IRS stimulus checks. You're going to see world exclusive you never heard anywhere else, and understand why advocacy of stimulus works and has now been working gangbusters in the last 7 days, and why you need to be advocating as well. We'll be cutting back to that $13 billion of cash infusions to cities, counties, and states. And now while viewers have been able to raise their money from $20,000 of rent to nearly $40,000, and how you can get another round of money starting today. We're going to go over the nonprofits as well. They're surprising everyone with big payouts. And then we'll be cutting to the exciting details of fifth stimulus and what's going on this week with the legislators. Wow, it's a big afternoon. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as Afternoons LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Late Daily for the excitement of the new LA Late, live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA Late at 9 a.m. Home LA Late returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA Late at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues on afternoons LA Late as more Democrats speak out about that MSCIRS check in the Fort Simmons recon. I have the latest details about AOC and Jayalapa. My goodness. And then we turn to Elizabeth Warren, calling for many, many months of checks. Wow, this is incredible. Details you're only hearing on Afternoons LA. Then we turn to the big exciting details about what's happening this week. And the big money, nearly $13 billion of additional cash coming out to your cities and counties and states. No one saw this happening. And this is a lot of money that is all for you. It's a big afternoon. I'm excited you're here. And let's get to it. And this is LA, America's only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning and taped to afternoons. Coming up later today is Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. And then is our 1 hour on the hour programming every night. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11:30, new shows every hour on the hour. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Like the video to 3,000 likes. Consider becoming a member so you get access to all the big money under first, second, third stimulus and the nonprofits and the $13 billion cash infusion. And consider signing up for those LA alerts. Let's go to the big surprise that no one saw happening, which is this $13 billion cash infusion. This $13 billion cash infusion is huge. Let me show you first the numbers that people are getting. We're going to go over rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance starting right now. And I start with showing you how the numbers have nearly gone up 200 to 400% in less than a month. It was a month ago when we had viewers like Nisi getting $20,000 of rent, and now we see viewers getting $40,000 of rent. This is huge because I want you to get this big sum of money, and I want you to get another cash infusion across the board. Let's look at the numbers right now. Here you go. My goodness, it's just deliciousness. Look at that. We were at 20,000, then grew to 27,000. Purple Hawk Elizabeth, Purple Hawk Nisi. Have you become a Purple Hawk? Join. The link is under the video. Well, we met Jen on Wednesday, and she got nearly $40,000 of rent. Look at that. We've gone from 20,000 to 40,000 in a month. Then when we turn to utilities, Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000 of rent. You remember Mark, he's that $51,000 guy he got massive sums of money from this channel. Then we turn to Snap. Mark's brother-in-law got $21,000. Boy, we've met viewers getting $450,000, $80,000, like Johnny, who got $80,000, Mark, who got $51,000. But now there's bigger numbers across the board. So get that pen, paper, and cell phone ready. I'm going to go over all the details for you right now. First, I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Reach out to all 6 of 6. If one says no, reach out to the next. They have different eligibility. They have different pots of money. You don't always have to be behind on your rent. Number 2, listen to the keywords I say in this video. It helps keep people approved. And number 3, I have a surprise for you on other places to get money. All right, first, here are the 6 places you're going to reach out to. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And you're going to ask for rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage, or utility assistance because of COVID. Let's go over those 6 places again. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. Now, this is why this week is different. In prior weeks, maybe you reached out to all 6 of 6, and maybe you got an answer that said, sorry, we ran out of money. Well, guess what? 100%, 100% across the board, every county and state will have a new cash infusion this week or next week. This is because of the $13 billion. So if you're in a state that had nothing before, do not post, there's nothing where I am, because that was before. There is money now available. Then, utilities. I want you to reach out to all utility companies. So if you have 5 utilities, reach out to all 5. After that, a big surprise. The nonprofits. The nonprofits were featured on this channel extensively in 2020 and early 2021 in a show called Purple. And the nonprofits picked up money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and other unusual items. Well, the big details today is that when you look at the nonprofits, they're paying again. Oh my goodness. Here are the 5 nonprofits: United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charity, St. Vincent de Paul. The big surprise is that when I first started reporting about them 3 days ago, I didn't know what they were paying again. And as soon as I did, one viewer said, "Light, I reached out to United Way within 24 hours of your video. And they said, no one's been calling for rent. I'm first in line. They think I'm going to get approved." Then another viewer on another nonprofit said, "I got a new refrigerator, a new furnace, and my window fixed." Nonprofits can do incredible stuff. Also stuff for homeless people, money for food. You'd be surprised what they can do. Here again are the nonprofits: United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, and St. Vincent de Paul. Also, if you need holiday gifts, start reaching out to Salvation Army now. They do them now and also in the month of October. Let's turn to money for SNAP. SNAP is money for food you get from Department of Agriculture. It is a lot. A family of 4 is getting a lot. But guess what? Mark's brother-in-law is sitting on $21,000 a year because of my recordings, is going to now get $26,000 a year because of my recordings. What happened? Department of Agriculture is raising everyone's benefits up lifetime, automatically an average of 25%, starting in October nationwide. This has caused a little bit of confusion for some people, so let me clarify. You were raised up your SNAP benefits because of 2 executive orders. And because those 2 executive orders ended in September, you're getting a letter that says, "Hi, your benefits are going down." You're going to get another letter right behind that that says your benefits are going up. They're not supposed to lapse in any regard. You're supposed to always stay at the higher level. So watch for that second letter. Let's go to those unemployment benefits. Refund checks coming back to your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. Yes, that's the computer error one. Average payment is $2,000 to $5,000. Call up the state for tracking information on that one. And then the refund check from 2020 of those unemployment benefits you paid taxes on IRS to. It's coming back about $1,200 to $2,000, either by direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Reach out to, you can do an IRS tracking tool for that. Margaret got it, Cod got it, and Michael got it. That IRS tracking tool works about 70% of the time, and the average payout is about $1,200 to $2,000. If you've gotten any of these monies in this channel, post in the live chat because you inspire people to pick up the phone. And if you've not become a member, become a member because the link is in the video. Daily, I deliver to you the breakdown of all the big money under first, second, and third stimulus. Because it's more than a $1,400 stimulus check in that third stimulus. Viewers like Johnny, $80,000. Mark, nearly $60,000. His brother-in-law, nearly $60,000. Jen, $40,000 just to rent. People are getting big sums of money on this channel, and now the newsletter will include also the nonprofits, and also it'll include the $13 billion. That newsletter comes out tonight as well. Daily, I deliver a breakdown of all this big money for the members that you can get under first, second, and third stimulus. So consider becoming a member. The link is under the video. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with the big surprise as your push, your advocacy for a recon IRS MSC has worked. Let's go over all the details, starting with 8 weeks ago. 8 weeks ago, a lot of people said, "I haven't heard." There was a lot of naysayers who wanted you to just not believe in anything but disbelief. And I said, pick up the phone and advocate. And WR, a longtime viewer of this channel, picked up the phone and advocated. He called Senator, Democrat, Chris Coons. That's C-O-O-N-S. He's a Democrat, he is a senator, and he's from Delaware, one of Joe Biden's oldest colleagues. And WR, longtime reviewer of this channel, advocated. I need it. I got to tell you why I need it. My community needs it. It would change my life. I'm still hurting, and this is why I need this. And Senator Chris Coons' office, nearly 8 weeks ago, told WR he's doing a monthly IRS stimulus check in that recon. World exclusive. I said at the time, advocate. Pick up the phone and advocate. And not a lot of people did. Even WR, in one of the chats recently, saw a viewer saying, "I'm praying for this." WR said, "Prayer's good. Calling is better." It changed about 3 weeks ago When I told viewers, listen, the $3.5 trillion price tag of the recon, that was from Bernie Sanders. He's the chairman of the Budget Committee on the Senate side. He went into the negotiations, as detailed on this channel, and got that $3.5 trillion price tag. We have a House Budget Committee. That's the one that wrote the 645 pages. And we have the Senate Budget Committee. And Bernie is very important in the equation. 3 weeks ago, he told broadcast media the following fascinating, game-changing quote. Unlike prior budget chairmen, I like to get out amongst the people and hear from them. I said, verbal power, that means he wants you to be advocating. He wants to hear what to put into the budget bill that he's the budget chairman of the budget committee for. I said, you need to advocate. Pick up the phone and advocate. And again, not a lot of viewers did. Initially, it was Margaret, Lynn Glenn, and Brother Joshua, 2020 volunteer to the community page who helped a lot of people get money. Purple Hawk, and also longtime viewer. Brother Joshua picked up the phone and advocated. I need a stimulus check. Now let's understand what advocacy for stimulus looks like. Advocacy means saying your story and saying why you need it. I need a stimulus check because this is what's happened to my family. This is what's happened to my community. We're really hurting. The town, all the businesses are closed. They did not reopen. They were ravaged by 2020. This is what's happened to my church. The church, this is what's going on. The neighborhood, the community, the businesses. I got to tell you what's going on. When you advocate for something, people resonate to your story. They get an emotional attachment to what you're saying. Remember, they're listening on the phone. They've never met you. They may have never gone to your town. They may ever not even know where your town's located. But they can resonate to emotion. And if they hear your emotion of why you need it, how this would change your life, they get off the phone. They say, wow, you can't imagine this conversation I just had. My stomach's turning because it's so wonderful. Let's go over what's not advocacy. Asking lots of questions or treating the caller on the other side like UPS tracking or FedEx tracking. When, where, how, who, is it, will it? No. No one wants to be treated like that. People want to hear you advocate. These are elected officials who are elected to advocate for you. And when you advocate for them, it's a match made in heaven. And that's what Brother Joshua did. Picked up the phone and advocated for his church. Brother Joshua advocated for his family and advocated for himself. And Bernie Sanders staffers said yes. Bernie Sanders will be doing a monthly stimulus check, $1,000 to $1,400, 3 to 6 months, but he needs your support. Verbal power. I said, this is a call to action. He wants to hear your support. He said he's only doing it if he hears your support. Pick up the phone and advocate, I said. And then the floodgates started. It started with Donnie, who picked up the phone and advocated as strongly as he could. I was so proud of Donnie. He picked up the phone, and this is what Donnie wrote about his call and advocacy. I called Bernie Sanders and spoke to his secretary, and she said they're doing a forced stimulus check. I said, this is why I need it. My city needs it. I need it to progress. I need it for my water. I need it for everything. I told her, and she said, okay, you're getting a fourth. Hurricane Tina picked up the phone and advocated as strongly as she could. And I called Bernie Sanders' office, and they said they're putting in another forced stimulus check. And then on Countdown LA, our 7 a.m. morning show, Carolyn Smith really advocated well. I called Bernie Sanders' office and talked to her secretary and told her, we need help. People need help out here. People are losing their homes. People are losing what they got. She agreed, and Bernie is putting in a stimmy check. Yaya picked up the phone and called Ron Wyden and advocated for a stimulus check and also advocated for SS200. And Ron Wyden's staff said they're putting it in. And then came the incredible remark by Will. Will showed us that one call is not sufficient. You need to call as many people as you can call, and Will called 3 on one day. This is what Will wrote. I spent the day yesterday calling, and I called Senator Bernie Sanders. I called Senator Elizabeth Warren. I called Senator Chuck Schumer's offices. And all 3 of the secretaries confirmed they're doing a fourth stimulus recon check. I explained my situation and how a fourth stimulus check would make a huge impact on me. And I was told, yes, it's happening. Elizabeth Warren's office asked me what kind of check I think would be sufficient. I explained I like the American Petition, which is $2,000 a month. And they said they're on board with it. They said Senator Elizabeth Warren is considering $1,400 to $2,000, 6 to 12 months. There you go. Not only is that exactly the number which I was reporting in the month of July, June, and August, it is the number Elizabeth Warren wrote before that she wanted, and this is what advocacy gets you. Will advocating, I need it, and telling it people, it would make a huge impact. Lorica, absolutely wonderful comment. She called up Senator Bob Casey's office and she advocated for everything for this, plus money for the elderly. And he said, or his staffer said, that they are actually in negotiations right now about the stimulus check amount. Then comes the incredible comment from Paul. Paul brought it to another level. Over the weekend, I told viewers of this channel that we have the push with Bernie. Now pick up the phone and call Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, AOC, Jayalapal, Omar. Call your House Democrats as well. Call multiple offices. And that is what Paul did. He picked up the phone and started calling over to the House side. And he called AOC's office. And that confirmation was yes. She wants them in there. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for 12 months. That's the House bill. She assured me they're going to be adding it to the bill. And then he said, take care. I told her why I need it. And the Congresswoman's office said they're putting it in there. And then yesterday, Janice Maynard says she called Jayalapal and advocated for it. And her office, Jayalapal, said she's putting a fourth stimulus check in there as well. This is what advocacy gets you, because this is allied. Picking up the phone and saying, I need it. My family needs it. What happens is the following. When you call up and you advocate and the person on the other phone feels your emotion and feels your story, guess what? This is what happens by the end of the day. Chuck Schumer on the phone with Elizabeth Warren. Liz, I've been getting a lot of phone calls. What about Chuck? About stimulus check? Yeah, a lot of phone calls. You can't imagine the impassioned statements that people are saying. Chuck, this is Liz, I've been getting the same phone calls. They're just absolutely overwhelming. We have to do this. That is what happens. These senators talk. They're negotiating these pages of the recon. They are going to talk about the phone calls they're getting because the impassioned advocacy for the checks is going to resonate when Casey and Schumer and Coons and Warren and Sanders talk. Let's go over now where we are. Coons confirming to WR. Sanders confirming to Brother Joshua. Warren confirming to Will. Schumer confirming to Will. Casey confirming to Lorica. Wyden confirming to Yaya. And then Paul with AOC and Jayalapal with Janice. Now, more world exclusives starting right now. It was nearly 3 months ago that I told you I believe that the House Democrats would be actually authoring the recon language, even though that the Senate and House Democrats would do the negotiations behind closed doors. We now know that's correct. The first 645 pages released by the House Democrats, written by the House Democrats, but the result of negotiations by Senate and House Democrats. I've also been reporting that I believe that the House Democrats will call the vote first, not the Senate Democrats. This is huge, and it's now looking like my reporting is correct. We're going to watch this. This is big because for many, many reasons. Number one, if AOC and Jayalapal do exactly what they promised the viewers of this channel, and you need to pick up the phone and call Omar and all the rest of them, then they're going first. Their senators would go second. The senators wouldn't have to do anything if Jayalapal and AOC take care of everything. Now, I love the senators going last. Why? Because the senators will have a 2-day vote-a-rama. That 2-day vote-a-rama gives Warren, Schumer, Casey, Coons, Sanders the opportunity to change anything they get from the House side. Now, the Democrats are not going to remove something written by another Democrat, but they can increase the numbers or add something in totally. Incredible. Then let's go to fifth stimulus just briefly. Fifth stimulus starts in September, raises your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits, and applies a new benchmark. This reform of SSI system would go for a vote later this year in about November, impacting your benefits then. Inflationary numbers now a big concern. Wall Street crashing this morning, down 500%, $500, down 1%, and that true crypto down obviously as well. There's a series of major economic factors really brewing around at the moment. There's concern about the Federal Reserve meeting Tuesday. There's a concern about Delta numbers. There's a concern about supply chain, which I have a very big concern about. And there's concern about slowing growth. This could all signal big inflationary concerns. I say 5%. Let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. If it's 5%, that means you'll go up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. Because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They'll remove the asset cap. That will prevent you from having $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away. They'll remove the income cap, allowing you to work, and they'll remove the marriage penalty. So love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. Finally, if you haven't become a Purple Hawk, please do. The link is in the video description. Purple Hawks has delivered daily a breakdown of all the big money under first, second, third, and now also the nonprofits and the additional $13 billion added to the newsletter. Let's go back and recap, because I know that's a lot in one video. House is now in session. Senate is now in session. But that has nothing to do with really the equation of the negotiations, which do not appear on TV, do not appear on the Senate or House floor, but instead behind closed doors. As Lorica said, Senator Bob Casey says they're negotiating right now on this issue. We now have Coons, Casey, Warren, Sanders, AOC, Jayapal, countless Democrats that are advocating for you, but you need to advocate as well. Pick up the phone and advocate. I need it because my family needs it because. Make it a very impassioned statement explaining why you are so importantly in need of this. So they hear the statement. Meantime, the first 645 pages, incredible. The next cluster, incredible. And then the third cluster, really great. But those are not the only clusters of checks. Remember, these are only the ones they've released to us. It could be upwards of an 8,000-page bill. A lot of checks in there and a lot of money. Money everywhere from seniors to workers, single people, adults, non-adults, children, monthly, not monthly, all different checks of all different kinds. My focus, getting you every single check down to the very last penny. Join me next as we go into overnight's crypto, because boy, crypto's taking a dive. I told you that when the stock market or U.S. financial markets are unstable, crypto goes down. And that's what's happening on this big day. Then we go into Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. And then stay with this channel as it rolls out a show every hour on the hour, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time daily. A show at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11:30. And then join me tomorrow morning with Early Mornings L8, Overnights L8, and then Countdown. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible love and family. Thank you, Purple Hawks, for your great job and the Purple Patrol in this video. Keep on Purple Patrolling. Subscribe. I want you part of this wonderful family. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. The link's under the video, the newsletter going out later today. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day, and stay with LA for more.